the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
Now, Osha said the Yamra Nsem Esitienwa, the highest court of the land, with respect to court to Kubatan ya edi asem, Ewiasia Fanena, Kawubia Asemwa, the International Criminal Court ICC, based in The Hague. Oba ye bibi memo ha, now limited to the West African sub-regional. Yanso yewo court to Kubatan ya eka ensemwa eye restricted or limited to the West African community. Ya your friend of the ECOWAS court. Ewo Abuja, Nigeria. Na ewie ya minimu din kumoi ECOWAS court edi abetudwa se omonsa aka a fresh petition edi a free the suspended Chief Justice Her Ladyship Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Saki Tukon. Now, after acknowledging receipt of the petition, 5 judges, omo ene ye juma ewo the ECOWAS court chiremwa, the Attorney General of Ghana, Deputy Attorney General, together with the President, ewo answers to give with respect to Nsem-Pii suspended Chief Justice actually at the Ashe petition. Now we have ECOWAS court. It comprises of 5 judges. The President, the Honorable Justice Ricardo Claudio Monteiro Goncalves of Cape Verde and Cabo Verde. On the Chief Justice for Cape Verde. And I Honorable Justice Sengu Mohammed Koroma from Sierra Leone. And also a Chief Justice for the Republic of Sierra Leone. And a Vice President. And your Honorable Justice Dupe Atoki from Nigeria. She is a member. Your Honorable Justice Berigbe Ouattara from the Ivory Coast. And your Honorable Justice Edward Amakwa Sante, also from Ghana. And these are the 5 notable judges sitting on the bench of the ECOWAS court. They've received a petition from the suspended Chief Justice. It was in Nsem-Pii. In fact, they need response from the Attorney General, the Deputy Attorney General, and the President himself of the Republic. Now, Obimebusa say, Enyina so ben ena the suspended Chief Justice ejina so ntieni wabo ediewura ECOWAS court. Now, according to the ECOWAS court, Yamame Gertrude Esaba Araba Tukonu, in fact, filed this lawsuit because the process surrounding petitions seeking her removal amount to 1. Infringement of human rights. Infringement of human rights. 2. The second one is there is also an infringement on the constitutionality of the entire process. Now, according to the suspended Chief Justice and someone or the aqua dying the ECOWAS court no. 1, she's been suspended. They are impairing her right to function and serve in the position constitutionally not or appointed. Obia and can't the basis on which she was suspended. And Mujina so they established the prima facie case they are suspending when they seek for the removal. According to the suspended Chief Justice, onim. And to the basis on which she has been suspended, bar her from exercising her constitutional duty and function as the Chief Justice of Ghana. Onim. And to apart from say, the ECOWAS infringe upon the human rights, was saying my ECOWAS court at say the ongoing process 1, degrading, 2, inhumane, 3, unconstitutional. Now let's go into the full rate. Edamanim ha oko ECOWAS court. Now oko fresh cases. O click o hono mo a. It is in French and English. Yeah, ebo hono din. Enti yan where some of the charges are the learned Chief Justice Ediakopiemu ewo the ECOWAS court. One, what can you tell the ECOWAS court to say? She does not have a copy of the prima facie determination made by the president against her that led to her suspension, and she does not know up to date specifically which particular charges from the petitioners and a Ghana man panyini jina so and they establish a prima facie case or they are suspended. And the first charge, ya wadi ama ECOWAS court, these 5 judges, the Attorney General, or more questions to answer and say, Ghana man panyini to me establish a prima facie case, and they are suspending the constitutional duty as a Chief Justice. No, ya free. Prima facie determination, man panyini ye. Specific charges bearing the free petitioners in a while, so they establish a prima facie case or they are suspending one. Or no, you are suspending no, or name the specific charges. Mampenija so they establish a prima facie case. Today, ya must say all appear before a committee. Now, ome yin one no. Ya on name charges a cry, so they establish a prima facie case in the etiano. Edia no ye na mopedia free no. That is one. Two, and no provide the evidence edema ECOWAS court officially requested copies of petitions cra. Mampanyini jina so they establish a prima facie case as according to CI 47. Yeah, committee of inquiry no am response to say they are going to furnish her with the requested copies of the petitions relied on by Mampanyini to establish the prima facie case. The evidence which they say indeed specific charges on which Mampanyini Jina so established a prima facie case. The suspended Chief Justice Onim. 2. Ochiremwa. The Committee of Inquiry ya ben ya pau. Se omo wiwe ni nsemu na omo nyina so emfanyi ne to akonwa as the Chief Justice. The Committee of Inquiry so petitions omo jina so. Edi invite no so be busa questions no. She has absolutely no idea of the petitions. The allegations contained in those petitions before the committee, per her ladyship's affidavit, she's not been supplied with copies to give her opportunity to adequately offer a response to the allegation contained in the copies of the petitions served on her by the committee. The petitions the Committee of Inquiry the year Jumano, according to the suspended Chief Justice, she doesn't have copies of it, and she has sworn affidavit requesting for copies of those petitions relied on by the Committee of Inquiry in probing her, so that she will adequately equip herself to provide necessary response to each of these allegations contained in the petitions. This is number 2. Ya copy mo ECOWAS court. Say you want to tomano on certain allegations. 1, I don't have any idea whatsoever about those allegations. 2, I need to adequately prepare to give you responses for these allegations. And to move furnish me. And also provide the evidence. 2, she further disposes with evidence attached on that. Number 3. Justice Tukonu assign ama ECOWAS court ati asese. Committee no a omo probu no na ye friend the Justice Palman Committee. Committee na conduct case management for hearings. Ya na the lawyers enka ho. The lawyers had attended upon invitation of the committee, but her lawyers were denied hearing because according to the committee, now was her ladyship took on Ankasa and physically present before them. And the committee, in the face of the attendance of her lawyers before them, elected not to recognize them because of her personal absence. Despite the failure to recognize them, the committee still went ahead to plan hearings without the involvement of her lawyers. This is number 3. Yeah, her leadership justice Gertrude Tukonu Edikodan the ECOWAS court to say. Moto suffer me as a committee. Bibi ntimenya but I was duly represented by my lawyers. Must because me as the family on me physically present in tea, you can't deal with my lawyers. Fair enough. Then you go ahead and organize committee hearings without the notification of my lawyers. Yeah, legally, omo representing me. Yeah, embramuno may walk right to fair representation as any other Ghanaian. Do you know what capture and say 1, a unconstitutional, 2, a degrading, 3, a inhumane. These are some of the things that are coswa according to the suspended Chief Justice. A very, very inhumane. Now, what was being said? The committee, undertakes proceedings in a haphazard fashion. A haphazard fashion is that 1, the committee has failed to provide copies of the petition. 2, the committee has failed to provide answers to the determination of the prima facie case established against her. 3, the committee has failed to engage any of her lawyers on 4 different committee hearings. With evidence of this move by the committee contained in her affidavit to the ECOWAS court. To Chirema, a haphazard fashion of meeting and at the committee of inquiry led by Justice Gabriel Palman engaging. Ebio, the suspended Chief Justice Chirema, Adiasa Hanekran say, anytime there is a committee hearing, they do not even communicate to her as to the particular day of the hearing. Obetia no na Ghana man panyini mom aya announcement said the committee will be hearing on this day. And officially, in Kane Papa Mo was a committee communicate kra de kire no say, ya ma me tukonu, day we committee be shia said they be prepare adequately enough. But when the anya sa wo, what ho no mo no attend from him, say committee ni shia. And it is always announced by the presidency. Always announced every time. The hearing of the committee is announced by the presidency. But on no assembly fan officially, there has been no communique whatsoever to officially inform her of when and where the committee is meeting. Ebino, her ladyship, Sanchiremwa, the chair of the Committee of Inquiry in Ankasa, Justice Gabriel Palman, he has not been faithful, fully impartial to determine the petition before him and the other committee members. Because according to her ladyship, Justice Gertrude Tukonu, no Ankasa krano, charges etiano ya ono ya set up committee di hwehwe nsemu and in the while President Nana Akufo-Addo's administration ya hwehwe san nsemu ni mukura nwie ya sa inquiry no ono as a chief justice ne besi ni naso ya certain charges ditia ti beden obi sa no atumi aye very fair and impartial towards ono. Her ladyship Justice Gertrude Araba Esa Basaki Tukon. And at the last one, you say, Ediantina, all the numerous cases filed against her at the Supreme Court, in all the bench sitting, the acting Chief Justice, Justice Bafo Boni, Ninina team. Can't it be a case of someone protecting the job? Emma prepare your enye jumana. And also no until you may be a home. These are some of the things her ladyship Justice Gertrude Tukonu aboaboano ediakodan the ECOWAS court led by the President, Honorable Justice Ricardo Claudio Montero Goncalves, and independent for the Honorable Justice Sengu Mohammed Koroma, Honorable Justice Dupe Atoki, the Honorable Justice Begbri Watara, and the Honorable Justice Edward Amwakwa Sante. So Omunya Brenomu him because the ECOWAS court has a jurisdiction to preside over any case whatsoever bordering injustice, bordering unconstitutionality within the West African sub-region. Now, let me chip in this before Ansana the other news item Yakwako for any say. The ECOWAS court dedicated the assembly His Excellency John Dramani Mahama betra kunyesua. And the judgment was delivered on the 26th of May 2025. Ghana banche mrantie numbi di omugumu efankrata asembi ho. Omade kodan ECOWAS court say bredudu a necessary emramu yado mutum no try. Ampani ampan ECOWAS court trance hunu say ye no kre. Ghana Bank didn't deal well with Mranti to award $75,000 to each of them. This is not the first time. Nipa bi atwe man abo the ECOWAS court. Very, very, very interesting story. And abetodwai with respect to the suspended Chief Justice. The Justice Dr. Nsem-Pii, Deputy Attorney General, I confirm via the Facebook post say, Omo I receive notification from the ECOWAS court say the suspended Chief Justice, Lady Chief Justice Gertrude Arabai Saba Saki Tukono for Edomawe PMO Honomo seeking clarification and reliefs from the Nsem-Pii ECOWAS from the suspension through to the process seeking for her removal. Now it was a full
lectures yaba mesana ko next month me break program no makosua de wa manano ne maba saa na me ye no lectures ne maba me break next month ya me ko meduma fidie nu ne yakwa aba me a me de amba no mabeso nti me ginan no pabia se metem de ama wa hane mako nan da ho pabia metem de ama wa han 12 masters pabia me de ma wa han me nua no nti no engadwene mo mpanyfo na o mo dada mo ma mo ye bread full work no o mo certificate ni mu ni bi because mpanyfo na o mba dada mo kora no wo mo binum certificate no questionable issues wo ho o mo bebre na andisi full soldier timitna krom ha na ya obi etia brechira ma command say ne girlfriend ye doctor ni yem fan to board so na board so no board member wo kwachira adwen board member o pekura wo nkasa o yesi yenya andisi food soldier bia ma na nkoda board no so ye kofa fake doctor e ma no beda so me meka be duruba bia meka bia ma andisi food soldiers no because me ye dibidi MPP for America. But mon so mo duabo mo mpanyfo na hu say hey da bia on be cancel that remo but the the rare ayina mon qualified to be there sisi am no kasa no and this your appointees na ye no say food soldiers na mo koye nkwase aduma no kora no mon sem fata se mo be fa phone kora from and that is a fact me boa mon kasa me boa. Hey, and you people, you know, for a fact to say, and yeah, economic crisis, I buy it. I never be to say yes, and not the more by me, my dear to say Russia-Ukraine war, and the problem by because my friends here at the Israel and Iran, the air castle, meaning say MPP bray pa, because Russia-Ukraine kwa costo ye. Almost 4 years. From COVID to Russia, Ukraine, actually say MPP suffer. Na sanyama we nyina ma. Ana tura mudi ye ma MPP fo ni binum so didi ye. Ana bronya we ya ba ye mama metime. Mama metime abronya we yesi we anya sika say e ba ye na metie. Actually say and this 4 year furumi yurumi entinu won kwankwato aba ye ba so me na meti hey be fa me kwai 7 months. Be family ko. At the crime me ko san ya wo de me ko family ko ye ko family ko. Actually, say no can ye no kure. Into young people near you have a problem. But I say the America and this year some mu binum no. Some more trans analyze issues ni ye pa na. Mumpanfo na mfa mu nya hu. Mumpanfo na nya mfa mu nya hu. The difference between mo na say mumpanfo na dada mo a mo kokoye adwuma no ma dampo mu. Ampipi ni no ne ampipi fo so de ne say obinya di tura na ma fa nipa no ho anibre nti anibre in ampipi side de you wutimi nyim firi o munsam and o mo ye number 1 me nyi twi nyi adoa ba mo no de ye yusumo de mo ye bread full work no wi a yetimi ka kire sebe full soldier ni bi kura say o kwa ho bon wo msimi office ya biem de kwaso sisi ya no enayi sekana mo twen ye and this full soldier timi twe sekana say obetwetwa obi wa polling station fasase kan ko di appointment and na ya wumpanfo na ka kire say enye kotokuro but panyini na ono ka kire say won qualify no the same panyini so qualify. Let us be honest. Mon panyfo na mo ka kire and this full soldier say wo mon qualify for appointment no mumu bebre so mon qualify. Ye nim ne akoso okroma mumu bebre qualify but mo wo ho mo ka kire Ghana for say MPP we don't have the men na mo dia mo men and women mo baya station boys na mo appointment mo baya station guests and mo senior presidential staffer position. I know a lot of NDC women who are competent than Sir Rosemont Obi miniman this man bebre minim ye ko school yi ebinum tena ye nchene ye kire ebinum ade ama o di certificate nti ye certificate ya ye ebinum tena ye nchen ama ye boa mo pass wo mo exams wo mo ye competent chain sa Rosemont Obi a bipolar ene ekuni na mo enade edura appointment no mo ka tram say wow full soldiers no mo kwatwe sekan wo polling station eduru wa ye misa o certificate and now mo ka tram say wo sa ndc full soldier no need certificate na MPP for na qualify and na MPP for na senior presidential staffer appointment and who ndc full soldier no you are nobody and na Fautisi from na wa katra ho say Frasia fro who if you are NDC foot soldier Frasia ka say who because won't qualify and then most of them men and women some of station boys we are station boys and drivers and I'm to chroma because you don't have the requisite qualification to be appointed